Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. This is your boy Cultureshock. We are here to talk about the Week 4 matchup, which is the Indianapolis Colts going up into Los Angeles SoFi Stadium to play the Rams. The Colts are 3-0, Rams are 2-1. It's going to be a good matchup. It should be interesting. Both teams are looking very solid right now. Both teams are looking like they're at the top of their conferences. The NFC, they got the Rams. They're looking solid after last week's game. The Colts are looking solid. They're 3-0 undefeated. They got a huge test coming up this week, which is against the Rams, man. Matthew Stafford's one of my favorite quarterbacks. They got Puka back. He's looking good. Kyron Williams is out there. It's going to be an interesting game for sure to look at. Before the Colts, we can start on that side. The Colts side of the football. When we're looking at the Colts, of course, you got Jonathan Taylor, who's been on a tear right now. A lot of people got him in the MVP race. They got him as the best running back as of right now, of course. He's been really dominant, so that's one of the strengths for the Colts. Of course, Daniel Jones, he's been playing solid football, not really turning the ball over. That's a huge strength for the Colts as well. And, of course, we got to add Michael Pittman Jr. into there. Of course, with Alec Pierce missing, looking to have him go into a bigger role. Of course, adding A.D. Mitchell or Josh Downs into that as well could definitely be something. But those three guys, Taylor, Jones, and Michael Pittman Jr., are going to be the strengths for the Colts. They need their vets to step up big time to go up against this Rams team. They're very well coached. And on the opposite side for the Rams, they got Matthew Stafford, who's pretty good. Like I say, he's one of my favorite quarterbacks always. I wanted him in Indianapolis when he was available. They got Puka Nacua, like I said, who's a strength for them as well. And then Kyron Williams is a strength for their offensive side as well. When you go into this game, you got to ask, is this Rams pass rush going to get Daniel Jones to actually fold? If they're going to make him fold, the pass rush for the Rams is pretty solid. Daniel Jones has been pretty good dialing up defenses and reading it, identify blitzes, and getting the ball out pretty quick. But can this Rams team actually force him to make mistakes this week? That is going to be the question to ask going into this week. Of course, you got to ask about the offensive line for the Colts. You've seen Gonsalves had a boot on. I don't know if he's going to be available going into this week, so the offensive line is going to be lacking strength. Gonsalves has been having a good year. That's going to be something to look into. Alec Pierce is not going to be available for the Colts. Kenny Moore is out this week. And for the Rams, Ahkello Witherspoon is out. He's a corner for the Rams. He's going to be out this week. They don't have him, so it's going to be interesting seeing how these teams look with their weaknesses being shown. Which weakness is going to get attacked more is the huge question. But like I said, for the Colts, they got to be more balanced. Going into this week, it's going to be a tough week. They got to execute. You can't go out there and play pretty football. You got to go hit them in the mouth, control the game, control the tempo, and feed Jonathan Taylor. If anything, the run blocking has to be on his P's and Q's this week. Of course, they turned it up in the second half last week, but they got to come out the gates looking pretty solid against this Rams team if they want to have any type of success. Without Alec Pierce, the long shot is not going to really be there. But you still have A.D. Mitchell. Every week they have a play where they try to get A.D. Mitchell on the go route. Without Alec Pierce, it looks like they're going to try to rely on A.D. Mitchell to be that guy to go out there and win that scenario. Um, you know, the jump ball is going to be out without Alec Pierce. Kenny Moore is gone, so I'm pretty sure the Rams are going to try to attack that really good. And, it's a road game. Every road game is tough. Of course, out there on the road against Tennessee, the game was pretty close until the end. But the Titans had a chance for a long time. I would say late into the third, going into the fourth. They had a chance to win, but they just shot themselves in the foot each time. I don't think the Rams will have that type of effect. They got home field advantage. The Rams are way better than the Titans. Stafford can read a defense like a book with ease. He has a lot of weapons. They got a solid run game. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this Colts defense plays against the Stafford and this hot fire offense, man. The offense for the Rams has definitely been everything. So the Colts on the offensive side will have to take advantage of the Rams defense if they want to have any type of chance to win this game. It's going to be an offensive show out for both sides. I think both defenses, they have pretty good matchups, but both defenses haven't been consistent. If I had to choose from both sides, both defenses are they have injuries on both sides, but both of these offenses are dynamic and high power. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Both sides offensively can put up points. So both of these defenses are going to have a long day. It just depends on which team's going to make the mistake first. I think that's what it comes down to. So it's going to be interesting to see which team folds. It's going to be one of the best games of the week, in my opinion. But like I said, with home field advantage and the Colts defense lacking depth, I think this might be the week that the Colts might take their first loss. It's going to be a very close game. But like I said, if the Colts can play polished football, keep it clean, not make mistakes, and Jonathan Taylor can get one of those games to go out, they need the vets more than ever this week to go out there to lean on, to take advantage of this Rams defense. Because if the vets don't step up with all the injuries intact, with the Gonsalves, DeForest Buckner, he's limited on injury, but he still might play. So Gonsalves is out, Pierce is out, Moore is out. The vet's going to have to step up big time, and Daniel Jones is going to have to put his team on his back to will them into a victory. But it's going to be a tough game. This might be the toughest game this week. Of course, you can say that every week, but this is legit the toughest game they have on their schedule against the Rams. And this will show you a lot about this team moving forward. If they can go into SoFi Stadium and win this game, you got me. You got me. If you can pull this off, hey, it is what it is. But if you lose, you can't hang your hat, can't be disappointed. This is a very tough team, and you're not going to win every game. Any game is possible. It is what it is. You just go out there and give it all and try to win. But like I said, this is a tough test for this team, and they're battle tested this time around. This is going to be their first true test, facing injuries and facing a tough team. If you can go in on the road and win this game, it's going to say a lot moving forward. But the vets, like I said, are going to have to step up. Both sides of the field. Zaire Franklin is going to have to wield his defense to figure it out. The linebacker group's going to have to pin down and actually execute this week. Ward's going to have himself a very tough day. The safeties are going to have to play even bigger of a role without Kenny Moore. They're going to have to step up and take a lot of toll. Mike Hilton's going to be probably available this week. So he's going to be in the nickel, but he has a huge test as well. Puka Nacua, the wide receiver room for the Rams is just ridiculous when you think about it. It's just insane to even think about the matchups of who's going to guard who. Like I said, Lou Anarumo is going to really have to dig in his bag to try to figure out this offense for the Rams to stop them. The disguises and everything, we call him a mastermind. He's really going to have to dig in his bag of tricks this week. Even Shane Steichen, he's going to have to do the same. He's really going to have to dig in his bag this week to figure out how to stop this team, because it's going to be a very tough test. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section about this game. How confident are you? Are you nervous? Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, this is a midday game. It's like around 4 o'clock Eastern. So you got enough time to, prepare yourself for this week. It's going to be a very tough week. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a roller coaster. I'm here for it, though. I love these type of games. I love a good matchup, and I would love to see how tested this team's going to really be and how they're going to pull it out. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Until next time, I'll let you know after the game. This is Cultureshock. Have a good one.